Hello everyone, my name is Satyam Raha. Welcome to my channel. In this video series, I'm going to talk about the very basics of astrology. So in this video, I'll give you a basic introduction to what astrology is, right? So think of it like this. So let's make it very easy. Think of it like there are 12 houses, okay? There are 12 zodiac signs and there are 9 planets, okay? So combination of all these three things makes up your birth chart, right? This is entirely astrology, okay? So 12 houses, 1 to 12, they are numbered 1 to 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The signs, the zodiac signs start from Aries all the way to Pisces, okay? So it's like this. So 1 is Aries, 2 is Taurus, 3 Gemini, 4 is Cancer, 5 Leo, 6 Virgo, 7 is Libra, 8 Scorpio, 9 is Sagittarius, 10 is Capricorn, 11 is Aquarius, and 12 is Pisces, okay? And the planets are 9 planets, as we know. So in astrology, in Indian astrology, we talk about the 9 planets, which are basically Mars, okay? Number 2 is Venus. Number 3 is what should I say? Mercury. Number 4 is Moon, okay? Although like whatever it is, so Moon. Number 5 is Sun. Although this Sun, Moon, they are not planets, but in astrology they are considered as planets, okay? So number 5 is Sun. Number 6 is it's Saturn, okay? Next is Jupiter, okay? So we got 7, right? And number 8 is Rahu. Number 9 is Ketu, okay? These are basically north node and south node. They are basically eclipses, shadows, right? But they are very important in astrology, okay? So in this way we get 9 planets, okay? So although Rahu and Ketu are not planets, you can say Sun and Moon are also not planets, but in astrology you have to think of this 4 as planets, okay? Fine. So now you see there are 12 houses, right? Before talking about the characteristics of houses, let me talk about the zodiac signs, okay? So you see there are 12 zodiac signs and we have 9 planets, right? So you see each of these zodiac signs has a lord, okay? Now what do I mean by lord? The meaning of lord is basically that particular zodiac sign is controlled by a particular planet, okay? So in this way it works, okay? Except Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu doesn't control any specific zodiac sign, right? Except Rahu and Ketu, all the 7 planets which I have already mentioned, so they control 1 or 2 zodiac signs, okay? So try to remember it like this. Number 1 and number 8, that is Aries and Scorpio, okay? Number 1 and number 8, these 2 zodiac signs, Aries and Scorpio, are controlled by Mars, okay? So Mars controls Aries and Scorpio, which are number 1 and number 8, okay? So number 2 and number 7, okay, you can think of it like this: 1, 8, then come inside, so 2 and 7. So 2 and 7, that is Taurus and Libra, are controlled by Venus, okay? So 1 and 8 is controlled by Mars, that is Aries and Scorpio are controlled by Mars, and Taurus and Libra, that is 2 and 7, are controlled by Venus, okay? Try to remember it. Number 3 and number 6, that is number 3 is Gemini and number 6 is Virgo. So 3 and 6, Gemini and Virgo, are controlled by Mercury, okay? 3 and 6, like this. 1, 8 is controlled by Mars, 2, 7 is controlled by Venus. 3, 6 is controlled by Mercury. Okay, done. Number 4, that is Cancer, is controlled by Moon. Okay, Moon only controls one. Moon and Sun, it controls only one zodiac sign, right? So Moon, number 4 is Cancer, which is controlled by Moon. Done. Number 5 is Leo. Leo is controlled by Sun. So Sun and Moon controls only one zodiac sign each. Okay, except that the other 5 planets, they control 2 signs each, right? So you have to remember like this: 1 and 8 is controlled by Mars. 2 and 7 is controlled by Venus. 3 and 6 is controlled by Mercury. 4 is controlled by Moon. 5 is controlled by Sun. Done. Next, 9 and 12. Come to the outer part. 9 and 12. Okay, see, Saturn and Jupiter are big planets, right? As you know from science. So we talk about it in the last. Okay, 9 and 12 is controlled by Jupiter, right? And 10 and 11, go inside. 10 and 11, 9, 12 are wrapping it, right? 9 and 12, those are Sagittarius and Pisces. 9 and 12, Sagittarius and Pisces, is controlled by Jupiter. Okay, and number 10 and number 11, that is Capricorn and Aquarius, they are controlled by Saturn. Done. So you have to remember it like this: 1 to 12. Okay, so if I tell it, I told you how to remember it, right? Now let me just revise it from the top. So 1 is Aries, controlled by Mars. Number 2 is Venus, controlled by, number 2 is Taurus, controlled by Venus. Number 3 is Gemini, which is controlled by Mercury. Number 4 is Cancer, which is controlled by Moon. Number 5 is Leo, which is controlled by Sun. Number 6 is controlled by Mercury, right? Again, what is number 6? It is Virgo. Number 7, which is Libra, it is controlled by Venus. Number 8, which is Scorpio, it is controlled by Mars again. What is number 9? Number 9 is Sagittarius, which is controlled by Jupiter. Number 10 is Capricorn, controlled by Saturn. Number 11, which is Aquarius, controlled by Saturn. Number 12, which is Pisces, it is controlled by Jupiter. Okay, this you will have to remember, right? That's why I told you how to remember it. Now you see, after you have got these are some zodiac signs which are controlled by some planets. Okay, Rahu and Ketu doesn't control zodiac signs directly. Okay, now the next thing is, what is houses? I talked about 12 houses, right? So you will see in the upcoming videos, I will draw some kundli, that is the birth chart, and I will show you how it looks in reality. But the basic concept should be remembered first. Okay, first you have to understand it. So the next thing is houses. So I talked about 12 houses. Okay, these 12 houses are different from the 12 zodiacs. Okay, so what are the 12 houses? So number 1, house number 1, it is basically the ascendant, the lagna, which we talk about. Okay, so this talks about self. That is, this particular house number 1 talks about me. If a chart is mine, then house number 1 will talk about myself. How will I look? What do I do? Right? Not what do I do, how do I look? What will be my body like? Right? What will be my structure like? What will be my passion, or what will be my outlook? Everything, right? Me, anything about me directly will be talked about from the ascendant or house number 1. Okay, now number 2, house number 2 talks about your money. Okay, your family, right? Your speech, how you talk, right? So these things are talked about from the house number 2. Mainly, there are many things, but these are primarily the things which are concerned with house number 2, right? House number 3 is mainly about your presentation, how you dress, right? How you present yourself, how do you talk like, okay? How mesmerizing your outlook is, right? How people perceive you in the real world, your presentation. Moreover, it also talks about your siblings, right? uh, yeah, so that's the main things which are talk about, or your short journeys, right? Maybe you travel to some short distances, right? So this is talked about from the house number 3. Okay, so what is house number 4? House number 4 talks about your house or your home, right? Your graduation, right? The basic study which you get. The house number 4 will talk about, will ensure whether you will have a graduation or whether you will be studying or not, right? It will talk about your mother, right? It will talk about your possessions, materialistic possessions, right? Like your home, your vehicles, properties, and all those things, right? These are talked about from house number 4, right? What is house number 5? House number 5 is basically your likes. Okay, so what do you like, right? um, or your child, right? It talks about your children. So 5 is a very important house, very very good house, right? So it is very important in astrology. What about 6? House number 6 talks about your services, what service you are giving to the world. Or it talks about your diseases. It is the house of diseases, how you recover from any diseases, or how you get a disease, right? So these things are talked about from house number 6, right? There are many other properties also, other characteristics or other features which are talked about or which belongs to these houses, but I'm talking about the main ones, right, which we normally look. What is house number 7? It talks about your partners, right? Maybe your life partner, maybe partners in business. So it will talk about all those things, right? How your partner will be, how whether your partner will be beautiful, whether your partner will be harsh, or whatever properties you want from your partner. It will be talked about from house number 7, right? Same goes for your business partners, right? It will be talked about from house number 7. In your entire life, all your partners, whatever it is, so it will be seen from house number 7, right? So what is house number 8? House number 8 is basically, it deals with pain, it deals with death, it deals with your longevity, right? It will talk about accidents, whether you have some accidents or not. It will be talked about from house number 8, right? So occult science is also seen from house number 8, whether you will learn occult science or not, whether you will be interested in occult sciences or not. So these things will be from house number 8, right? Or research in some subject, it is talked about from house number 8, right? So what is house number 9? House number 9 is a very important house in astrology because it talks about your luck. Okay, it is your place of luck, right? So it will talk about whether you are lucky in your life or not, whether you have done some good deeds in your past life and brought some boon to this life or not. It will be talked about from house number 9, right? So it will also talk about your father. Okay, moreover, house number 9, it will deal with very very good things, right? It will talk about higher education, your higher education, whether you will do a PhD or whether you will learn a subject to the higher levels or not. It will be talked about from house number 9 always. Okay, so what is house number 10? After house 9, it comes house 10, and house 10 deals with your work. Okay, your profession. So what and where you will work, or what kind of profession you are going to have, or how your work area, workplace will be like. That is mainly talked about from seen from house number 10. Okay, also your reputation, your fame, your name, it is also seen from house number 10, right? Your karma basically. Okay, house number 9 is basically dharma, and house number 10 is basically karma. Okay, so house number 11 is about manifestations, whether you will manifest something in your life or not, whatever you want, whether it will be fulfilled or not, your wishes. House 11 also talks about your friends, right? Moreover, it talks about success, right? If you have a very good 11th house, then it is very lucky for you, means you will achieve anything, right? It is a house of success, prosperity, gains. It talks about your profits, right? So house number 11 is very important. And the next one is house number 12, which is basically the house of moksha, right? The enlightenment, right? So it is also the house of investments, long-term investments. It is also the house of bed pleasures. Okay, so it is also the house of hospitalization, any kind of foreign travel or foreign settlement. It also talks about some like jails and all those prisons, the very bad things, right? The hospitalizations and all those things. So it also talks about foreign travels, foreign settlements, investments, and all those things, right? So house number 12 is very important, very important. See, you have to understand one thing in astrology, that house number 6, house number 8, and house number 12 are called negative houses. Okay, are regarded as negative houses, in the sense that see, 6 is not directly negative, right? But 8 and 12 are normally talked about as regarded as negative houses, in the sense that they deal with some negative things, right? But you have to understand, it is simply a perspective. Okay, how you see those houses. So 12th house talks about hospitalization, 8th house talks about accidents. So from 8 and 12, if you have got a connection of 8 and 12 connection, what do I mean by connection? I'll talk about that in next videos, but just understand, if house number 8 and house number 12 gets connected somehow, then you might have an accident and you may get hospitalized, right? So these kind of things are somehow seen, right? But the thing is that they are not direct, they should not be regarded as negative, in the sense that whatever happens for the best, right? So it is not like negative, whatever will happen. You can see from house number 12 also, there are very good things, right? There can be foreign settlements, right? Foreign travels. You can have long-term investments from house number 12, right? So you can have bed pleasures from house number 12. Same for house number 8. You can see your longevity, right? If a good planet is sitting in that particular house, you can have a good longevity, right? Moreover, you can see whether you are interested in occult science or not. If you have a very good 8th house, you will see that you are interested in occult sciences, and you can do a deep research on that, right? So it's not like, you see, house number 6 also talks about your recovery from diseases, how fast you are going to recover from your diseases. Okay, see, you might have accidents, you might be hospitalized, you might get a disease. That's the truth of this reality, right? But the thing is that that is a part of life. You shouldn't consider this to be a negative one. You should not say that I will not take the negative things, I will only take the positive things. Those where the balance will be disturbed, right? So you have to take the negative ones, you'll have to take the positive ones. So don't think about these things as negative or positive. Okay, every house has some task to be done. See, 1 to 12, these houses talks about things which we deal with in our lifetime, right? We cannot have anything outside this. Okay, house number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, each of these houses talks about things which you want to know. Okay, there cannot be anything beyond this, right? This is all about your life, whatever you want. Like from house number 1, you see, just think of it intuitively. House number 1 talks about self, 2 talks about your money, your wealth, your family, 3 talks about your siblings, your presentation, how do you look, or whatever, right? 4 talks about your house, your vehicles, your materialistic things, your mother, right? 5 talks about your children, your likes, right? 6 talks about how the diseases you get, the services you give, okay, these things. 7 talks about your partners, right? 8 talks about your longevity, your death, maybe, your learnings, your researches. 9 talks about your luck. 9 talks about your father. 9 talks about your luck in this world, what you have brought from the previous birth, right? Your higher education. House 10 talks about your profession or your workplace, right? So your karma is basically house number 10. 11 talks about your manifestations, what you want in life, what you will get in life, what profits you get, what success you get, what gains you get, right? What friends you get, right? Whether the friends will be your good friends or bad friends. All of this is seen from house number 11, right? If house number 11 is getting some bad effects, you will see your friends will go against you, or you will not have friends at all, right? House number 12 talks about your moksha, your final liberation, whether you will get liberated or not, or whether you will do meditation or not, okay, whether you will go to foreign or not, whether you will get bed pleasures or not, right? All these things, this entire 12 houses will talk about the entire life you have got. Everything, every topic is being talked about in these 12 houses, right? Now you see, given these 12 houses, it is called the birth chart, right? The kundli. Now there you will see 12 houses, okay? So these 12 houses are the ones I have talked about right now. Now within these 12 houses, you will see there are some signs placed, the zodiac signs, okay? So maybe in house number 1 we might have say zodiac sign 1, or maybe in house number 1 we have zodiac sign 9, okay? So this depends from person to person. When you are born, at that time, whatever particular zodiac sign was present in that lagna, it will be reflected in your birth chart, right? So you see, that is how it works. Now 12 zodiacs will be placed in 12 houses. May not be in the may not be mapped as 1:1, right? So maybe house number 1 may not have Aries or zodiac sign 1, okay, but the series will be maintained. So house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So zodiac signs may be starting from say in house number 1 we have say 9th zodiac sign, Sagittarius. So it will start from Sagittarius, 9, 10, 11, 12, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this, okay? So the order will be same, right? But it may not be, first house might not have the first zodiac sign, okay? But whatever it has, it will go on continuously in order, right? So 12 houses, 12 zodiac signs, fine, we understood this. The next thing is the planets. So we have 9 planets, right? So it will be placed in some of the houses, okay? Maybe obviously you can understand 9 planets and 12 houses. So some houses must be empty, that's for sure, right? But each of the houses will have a zodiac sign. You understand that, right? Each of the house will have some zodiac sign, one zodiac sign, right? You understand that. But not all houses will have a planet, because we have 9 planets and we have 12 houses, right? It is not possible. Moreover, one house can have more than one planet. That is possible, okay? So maybe house number 7 has say Mars and Jupiter together, or maybe house number 10 has Sun and Mercury together, okay? So this is possible, but all the houses may not have or will not have all one planet, okay? It is not possible, right? So now how does it work? How astrology works? You see, in a given house, say in house number 10, for example. Okay, so it is the house of karma. Now say in this house of karma I have Aries placed. Okay, so what is my zodiac sign? What is my lagna? Then house number 10 has Aries, right? So house number 11 will have, in order, what is the second zodiac sign? It is Taurus, right? So 11 will have Taurus, 12 will have Gemini. So house number 1 will have Cancer, right? So Cancer means it is Rashi number 4, or it is zodiac sign number 4, which is controlled by moon, isn't it? So what happens is that particular birth chart I'm talking about is as having an ascendant or lagna as Cancer, right? Now talk about house number 10. Now in house number 10 we have what? We have Aries, isn't it? So when we have Aries, his or her particular karma or the occupation what is in will be will have the characteristics of Aries. Okay, now what characteristics will Aries have? I'll talk about that in the next videos, but now just understand Aries will have some particular properties. Okay, so that properties will be seen in his workplace. Okay, in his workplace, that's for sure. Now suppose that particular 10th house where we have Aries has a planet called, say, Sun, for example. Now what happens? So his workplace will be influenced by Sun now. Okay, and understand that I'll talk about which planet gets powerful or which planet gets debilitated or down in which Rashi. I'll talk about that afterwards, but now just understand, when Sun is in Aries, it will be most powerful. Okay, it will be exalted. So we have the term exalted and debilitated. Exalted means most powerful, debilitated means very weak. Okay, so in Aries, Sun is exalted, very powerful. So exalted Sun in the 10th house means his workplace will be very influential, or he will be very influential in his workplace. He will have very good name, very good fame, because 10th house talks about those, and Sun also talks about name and fame, right? So he'll be influenced by all those things. Okay, so this is a very basic idea of how astrology works, a very basic one. Okay, in the next videos I'll talk in depth with some examples. I'll show you how a kundli looks like, how a birth chart looks like, and how it works. Okay, I'll take a lot of example and I'll show you. Okay, see you in the next video. Hope you understood something. Thank you.